75 years of broadcasting, one of the toughest days may have been January 13th, 1982. That's the day an Air Florida plane crashed into the 14th Street Bridge, killing 74 people on the jet and 4 people on the bridge. In the midst of disaster, there was also stunning heroism. Channel 9 was the first to broadcast the incredible rescues to the world, and video from the station also helped the NTSB figure out the cause of the crash. Here's Bruce LaShan.
All of a sudden I heard this big roar. All of a sudden that thing shattered.
The first thing I see are cars, 3 or 4 cars with the tops gone.
This plane just come dropping right out of the sky, right at you. And all I did was scream.
And of course, the people are dead.
It's been almost 43 years, but retired Channel 9 photojournalists Rick Armstrong and Bruce Buchholz remember nearly every detail.
We could smell the fuel. I mean, the fuel permeated the air, but we couldn't find a plane. The plane had gone underneath of it, that huge amount of ice.
It was bitter cold and snowing.
Wet, heavy flakes, and they were really sticking like crazy.
Just before the crash, Buchholz had gone to National Airport to shoot crews de-icing planes.
We were getting an interview with 2 of my neighbors who lived in my neighborhood who were unfortunately on that plane, and both of them died on the plane.
Buchholz captured Flight 90 finally pulling away from the gate. That video helped the NTSB determine that the pilot took off with ice and snow still coating parts of the wings.
The Air Florida jetliner crashed into the Potomac River at 3:55 yesterday afternoon.
Its nose was up, its tail was down, the tail section hit the bridge and it went right off into the water.
By the time Buchholz got from the flight gate to his live truck,
The two-way radio and our pages were going off.
with the instructions from the station to race to the 14th Street Bridge for a plane crash.
Went down the wrong way on the parkway because no traffic was coming, and we got all the way down to underneath of the 14th Street Bridge and the railroad bridge.
Buchholz set up on the bridge, dialed in a live shot, and started feeding in pictures.
I'm looking right down on top of the crash site, right on top of it. I mean, part of the guardrail where I parked was gone because the wheels had hit that also and pulled, I don't know, 100 feet of it off the bridge. And we parked right there, and I saw the Air Florida insignia on the side of the plane. That's when I realized that this is the same plane that we were there talking to all these people that were getting on the plane to go to Florida.
Just 4 passengers and 1 flight attendant survived. A Park Police chopper crew dropped a life ring on a rope to them, dragging them one after the other to rescuers waiting on the banks of the Potomac. Nikki Felch was too weak to hold on. So paramedic Gene Windsor reached out and pulled her onto the skid.
That people were seeing our live shot across the world. It was put on satellites and uplinked to Europe and all over the place as we're feeding.
When Patricia Toronto lost her grip, federal worker Lenny Skutnik jumped into the freezing water to pull her to shore. President Reagan recognized his heroism 13 days later at the State of the Union.
It was just, I couldn't believe it. You know, just being invited was one thing, and then getting the ovation I did, it just put me on cloud 9.
In less than 5 minutes into that trip, the plane stalled midair.
See, those are DC firefighters.
Yeah.
That's probably the ambulance that passed me on the bridge.
Armstrong had run all the way from L'Enfant Plaza.
No gloves, street shoes, no hat.
To get to the crash.
Yeah, we got a paycheck from the TV station, but we really worked for the people that turned us on in that news show.
The bridge was renamed for Arlen Williams, a passenger tangled in the wreckage who sacrificed his life to save others. There's a little other sign here now, but the lessons learned from that crash 40 years ago make flying and rescues safer to this day. At the 14th Street Bridge, Bruce LaShan, WUSA 9.
It was quite a day, and there was also a fatal metro train derailment on the same day as the Air Florida crash. A train came off the tracks near the Smithsonian Station. That accident killed 3 people and injured 25. This was the first fatal metro derailment in D.C. history.